It's an honor to be here tonight. So in 1988, myself and my friends Alan Casey, Jennifer Epperett Riley, and Neil Silverstein decided that we just had to start an organization called City Year because we were passion-struck by the idea of voluntary national service. And one thing that I think all social entrepreneurs, and I'm not sure we had the term then, they all have in common is at some point they get passion-struck. And for us, it was the idea that one day the most commonly asked question of a young person would be, where would you do your service year? And when you get passion-struck, you decide nothing will stop you, and you get excited, and you get energized, and you feel like nothing can stop you. So you take that leap, and you get out of your comfort zone, and you try to go start something. And then three things happen, realizations that come one at a time, but fairly right after each other. First, you realize you're broke. You don't have any money to pay your own bills, much less hire anybody and rent a space for this new idea. Second of all, you realize you have never run anything, like basically just been in school, much less founded anything. And third, you realize that you're almost completely alone. Your friends have taken other jobs, they've gone down more traditional paths, you're boring at parties because all you want to talk about is this one idea. You feel like you've run away to join the circus. And then came Echoing Green. And all of a sudden, this magical organization, one by one, hit the tipping point for each of those. So being broke. We were able, before Echoing Green, to piece together a pilot 10-week summer program for City Year. We got 4 companies to give us $25,000 to get the thing off the ground. And the idea was a year and a half later, we would do a full year, because it was called City Year, not City Summer. And so we were going to raise the money to do that. And we asked all those companies to give us $100,000, not just 25. And nobody said no, and nobody said yes. And then on March 10th, 1989, we were invited to come to General Atlantic Partners to meet with Ed Cohen, who was reading resumes from Harvard Business School and found Jennifer Epperett Riley was in there, potentially coming and working at General Atlantic Partners. And then she had this thing called City Year in her resume. She talked to him. They said, come in and talk with us. We met with Ed. He asked us about our ideas, our passions, and how these companies were all saying maybe. We told our whole story for maybe 20 minutes about why we believed in this idea, the one idea we believed that could most change the country for the better. He said, wait a minute. He left the room. He came back with Steve Denning and about 10 other people. He said, tell your story again. And we told our story again. And then he said, now leave the room. We left the room. Then he came back in and he said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you $100,000 when 3 of those 4 other companies come back. We'll give you 60 days to get it done. Nobody had ever given us $100,000. And for recent fellows, the process was a lot quicker and looser in those days. We had met these people for literally an hour. We went back, we told all these companies, all 4 of them came back within 30 days, and with the money that we received from the Challenge Grant, we had $500,000. We had an organization, an Echoing Green, and this idea made that happen. And on the front of never having run anything, well, Ed had run lots of things, and Steve had run things, and guess what? General Atlantic Partners was involved in making things grow and develop. All of a sudden, we had mentors, we had resources, we had everything being thrown at us. And then one day, I got a call from Ed, and he said, I've met this person who's applying for a fellowship, Mary Louise Ramsdale. She wants to do something just like you. You should meet her. So Alan and I met her. She was from Columbia, South Carolina. She's a Caucasian woman, and she said that when she saw us doing our calisthenics with young people of all different backgrounds in the morning before we start our service, she said she had a vision that they would be doing that in Columbia, South Carolina, where they fly the Confederate flag over the State House. Not on the side then, over the State House. And she wanted it to be an antidote to that flag every single day. We had no idea how to even run City Year. We weren't going to start another one. We had no idea how to do that. But Ed and Echoing Green, it was like, you know what? Let's believe in people. So we said yes to her. And she launched in Columbia, South Carolina. It was our first City Year site. I said to my parents, we're going to start another City Year program. Guess which state it's in? I gave them 40 guesses. True story, on the 42nd guess, after North Carolina, South Carolina, and I believe they were out of states. And my point, it was because a young person empowered through Echoing Green to connect to us was like, let's go get that done. And today there's 28 cities that have a City Year program, and we have programs in other countries. And I don't know if we ever even dreamed that we would start another one. Maybe it was just a demonstration. That came out of that. And lastly, this idea that you're alone. Well, when you come to Echoing Green, you meet an incredible community of idealists. And the people that are here tonight, so many of them, my best friends and people I admire, it's not like you ran away to join a circus. You're running to something. You're running to social justice. And it's actually not a circus at all. That's what Echoing Green showed me. It's a Congress. It's a Congress of social justice warriors, uncompromising people who are just crazy enough to step off and do these amazing things. And because we had a sense of fellowship, we never felt alone again. And Echoing Green is essentially the capital of that Congress. So fast forward, today's City Year is in 28 cities, and we've got 3,000 core members. We've done 25 million hours of service. We've got over 20,000 alums. And I wouldn't be here today, and that wouldn't have been possible without Echoing Green. There's a direct line through that. But more than that, as Cheryl said, Teach for America, Citizen Schools, Public Allies, Jumpstart, they were all developed. This was the beginning of the national service, the modern national service movement. That created and sustained AmeriCorps. On October 7th, AmeriCorps swore in its millionth member since 1994. There is a direct line through Echoing Green and AmeriCorps and those million young people serving. So I say to all of the new recruits, all of the new fellows, you've joined an organization that believes in you. You will find a sense of community. In fact, Alan Casey, co-founder of City Year, met Vanessa Kirsch, founder of Public Allies, and they got married. So you may find not just your civic passion, but other passions. We can't guarantee it, but it's a nice benefit when you join this community. And I can guarantee you that what you have done is you are a community of believers, and you've joined a community that believes in you. And here on this organization's 30th birthday, I'm here to say, on behalf of City Year, the service movement, and all of the fellows that I was a part of, thank you.